Every Hyundai sold in the United States is assembled right here. At the Alabama factory, more than 350,000 top-quality Tucson vehicles are produced each year. These presses are used to shape flat metal sheets into car body parts by applying enormous force, sometimes exceeding 3,000 tons. An incredible 10% of all cars in the United States come from Hyundai. The best-selling model is the Hyundai Tucson, with over 200,000 units sold annually. At Hyundai, Alabama, the factory can turn out roughly one car every minute at full speed, and the average labor required to build a vehicle is about 24 labor hours. Hyundai Motor Manufacturing Alabama is currently Hyundai's only full vehicle assembly plant in the United States. The Tucson has been produced here since 2021. All Tucson models sold in the U.S. before that were manufactured in South Korea and shipped to the U.S. by ferry. At the Alabama factory, the production line is highly automated, with over 400 robots handling welding, painting, and other tasks. These robots that you see right now are the best on the market right now. Robots are not only more cost-effective to operate, but they also execute tasks with far greater precision. With laser welding, each location can be welded in as fast as half a second. Then, as part of the quality control process, the inspector applies hands-on judgment and close visual examination to confirm the integrity and consistency of the finished part. The plant employs about 4,200 team members across all shifts. Hourly pay for plant and manufacturing jobs typically ranges from about $20 to $30, depending on the position, such as assembler, machine operator, or line worker. The facility is large, 1,744 acres, with multiple shops like stamping, weld, paint, assembly, engine shops, plus a test track, and supports production of several different models. The body in white is now completely submerged in an anti-corrosion bath, which protects the metal body from rust. This plant doesn't just build SUVs. Over time, it also assembled sedans like Hyundai Sonata and Hyundai Elantra, and even more recently, crossovers like Hyundai Santa Cruz. After the anti-corrosion coating is applied, sealer is added to the steel joints. This is done partly by robotic arms and partly by skilled factory workers. Together, these steps form a critical body protection process that helps keep vehicles corrosion-free for decades. It takes roughly 24 labor hours to fully assemble a single Hyundai. This measures assembly labor hours per vehicle, not actual time. With multiple cars built in parallel on the assembly line, a single car isn't on the line for 24 continuous hours. Once the line is running, about 68 cars are completed each hour. Much of the Tucson's body structure is made from advanced high-strength steel, which provides an optimal balance of strength and safety while reducing weight compared to conventional steels. This helps improve both fuel efficiency and handling. In addition, some panels or components use a combination of materials, such as a mix of aluminum and steel, in the latest generation Tucson, to further optimize weight and performance. Any paint imperfections are meticulously repaired and polished, demanding a high level of precision and attention to detail from the workers. Gasoline SmartStream engines for many Tucson models are manufactured in Montgomery, Alabama, to supply SUVs for the U.S. market. Right now, you can see the main engine assembly line, a highly coordinated production area where precision engineering and advanced manufacturing processes are used to build engines for Hyundai Tucson vehicles. Last year, A total of 830,000 Hyundai vehicles were sold in the United States, including both domestic production and imports. By comparison, Toyota sold 2.3 million vehicles. This factory worker is now preparing the mounting for the license plate and attaching the chrome badges. Everything simply snaps into place, and attaching it is relatively easy. Attaching the parts to the chassis is done from underneath the vehicle, which is lifted to a height that allows workers easy access. However, working overhead is still relatively strenuous for them. This massive yellow robotic arms are from Fanuc robots. They can independently lift the heavy car seats into the vehicle and then easily attach all the wheels to the brake discs. However, human workers still need to assist, monitor the entire process, and tighten the bolts on the vehicle afterward. To navigate evolving tariff policies and reduce costs on North American-bound vehicles, Hyundai has shifted more Tucson production into the U.S., including units previously planned to be built in Mexico. This is a strategic manufacturing decision tied to trade and logistics, not just capacity. The Quality Control Division serves as the final line of defense to ensure every vehicle meets Hyundai's high standards. Quality inspectors are highly trained professionals who have completed specialized education and certification programs, allowing them to perform inspections efficiently and accurately. These inspectors develop the skill to detect even the smallest imperfections, such as gaps between panels as tiny as the thickness of a dime, using both touch and visual assessment. After a vehicle is completely assembled, it doesn't immediately go to a dealer. It goes through a final evaluation that includes a 2.3-mile test track on site at the Montgomery facility. Driving the car around at various speeds helps detect issues such as squeaks, rattles, wind noise, or vibrations that might not show up just by visual inspection. Once all final inspections and test track evaluations are complete at the factory, the vehicles are prepared for shipment and loaded onto transport trucks or rail cars for delivery to dealerships throughout the United States. Hyundai's Alabama plant also assembles the Santa Cruz, a versatile compact four-door pickup that debuted for the 2022 model year. As you can see, the production of each car begins with stamping the body parts. The workforce at the time was mostly American, with men and women of all ages. The car factory system, introduced by Henry Ford in 1913, made it possible for anyone to work on the assembly line. Instead of performing a variety of tasks to build an entire car, each worker stayed in one spot and focused on a single task throughout their shift. The vehicle body at Hyundai's Alabama factory is made from approximately 430 individual parts, joined using both mechanical and thermal processes. Adaptive welding robots create up to 5,200 precise weld spots, ensuring every connection is exactly where it needs to be. Sheet metal for the body panels is cut and stamped into precise shapes for the truck. Large stamping presses form the doors, hood, fenders, roof, and bed panels. As a unibody truck, these panels are carefully engineered to provide the utility of a pickup while maintaining the ride comfort of an SUV. All stamped parts are joined to form the vehicle's body shell. Robots carry out spot welding, arc welding, and adhesive bonding to ensure structural strength. Because the unibody design demands high torsional rigidity for both passenger comfort and bed durability, precise welding is essential. Unlike many traditional trucks, the Santa Cruz uses a unibody chassis, similar to a crossover or SUV, rather than a classic body-on-frame design. This gives it a ride and feel more like an SUV while still providing a pickup bed. The combination of bed, cabin, and crossover-like ride is designed to create a versatile vehicle that is comfortable for everyday driving while still providing utility for cargo and light hauling. The Santa Cruz comes with two main four-cylinder engines, a naturally aspirated option with 190 horsepower and a turbocharged option with 280 horsepower. Properly equipped with the right trim and towing package, it can tow up to approximately 5,000 pounds. Santa Cruz is not a full-size pickup. It's a compact pickup built on a unibody chassis. That means it doesn't have the same heavy-duty frame or massive cargo bed of a traditional large truck. For serious heavy hauling or heavy-duty towing, larger trucks will still outperform it. The painting process begins with cleaning and pre-treating the metal to prevent rust, followed by electro-coating for uniform corrosion protection. A base coat adds color, and a clear coat provides gloss and scratch resistance. At Hyundai's Alabama plant, environmentally controlled paint booths ensure consistent quality, which is especially important given the region's humid conditions. Robotic arms can apply paint uniformly across all surfaces, including hard-to-reach areas. Unlike humans, robots do not tire, so the coating thickness and finish remain consistent for every vehicle. Each vehicle undergoes multiple inspections. Visual checks ensure proper paint and trim alignment. Functional tests verify doors, windows, electronics, infotainment, and driver assist features. The assembly process begins with installing the drivetrain, including the engine, transmission, and all-wheel drive system, followed by the suspension components. At Alabama, automated robots handle repetitive tasks with precision, while human workers oversee the process and perform quality checks. Next, interior elements such as seats, dashboard, infotainment system, wiring harnesses, and air conditioning are added, and the exterior trim, including lights, bumpers, mirrors, doors, and the bed assembly, is attached. Engines and transmissions are built or installed separately before being integrated into the chassis. Santa Cruz engines undergo testing for performance, emissions, and efficiency, while all-wheel drive systems are added depending on the vehicle's trim. Unlike many conventional trucks that rely on body-on-frame construction, the Santa Cruz uses a unibody chassis, similar to those found in crossovers and SUVs. Alabama Factory is one of Hyundai's most advanced plants in North America, emphasizing high-quality U.S. production standards, which is a point of pride for local buyers. The Alabama facility also produces SmartStream gasoline engines used in Tucson models, making it a true origin point for key components, not just final assembly. The Hyundai Santa Cruz lacks the heavy-duty frame and large cargo bed of a traditional full-size truck. For serious hauling or towing, bigger trucks still outperform it. Now the factory worker uses a manipulator arm to easily attach the entire front grille of the vehicle. At most workstations in the factory, at least 2 employees work together in coordination. Each of these teams has a responsible supervisor who is accountable for the final quality. Vulnerable parts of the vehicle, such as the fenders and quarter panels, are carefully covered to protect them from dents, scratches, or other damage during assembly. Once the door pads, windows, weather stripping, and wiring have been properly installed, the doors are then mounted onto the vehicle, completing this stage of the body assembly process. These robots previously installed wheels on the Tucson, and now on the same assembly line, they are also mounting wheels on the Santa Cruz. Over the years, Hyundai's Alabama plant has generated tens of thousands of direct and indirect jobs, and its economic impact has profoundly boosted the surrounding region, transforming it into a thriving hub for industry and employment. Road simulation and dyno testing evaluate the engine, brakes, and suspension. Finally, leak tests confirm water tightness, particularly in the bed and cabin areas. Once completed, Santa Cruz trucks are loaded onto transport trucks or rail cars and shipped to dealerships throughout Alabama and across the United States. Right now, you're watching the giant steel rolls from which the body frame of the Hyundai Tucson is stamped. To build the vehicle's body shell, massive rolls of steel are delivered to the factory. This stage, known as stamping, involves pressing the metal sheets with specially shaped dies to form components such as door pillars, quarter panels, and other sheet metal parts. After the tires are installed, the vehicle is lowered to the ground, and the remaining components are carefully fitted. Assembly is performed with great attention to avoid scratching the freshly painted body. Vulnerable parts, such as the fenders and quarter panels, are covered to protect them from dents or damage. Once the door pads, windows, weather stripping, and wiring are in place, the doors are installed. This step is typically carried out by assembly workers using hydraulic lifts, which help safely maneuver the heavy doors into position. What you're seeing now is the process in which the yellow robotic arms handle and stack the car doors. The identical stamped components are carefully organized and stacked with the assistance of automated robots. Next, the car shell, known as the body in white, is transported to the following workstation via conveyor systems. Once the anti-corrosion coating has been applied, sealer is added to the steel joints. This step is performed partly by robotic arms and partly manually by skilled factory workers, ensuring complete coverage and protection. Some parts are fitted by assembly workers with the assistance of robotic arms, while others are installed manually. This stage, known as marriage, involves integrating the chassis with the body shell. Sealer fills tiny gaps, seams, and joints in the metal body, like where panels meet or at welded spots. By sealing these areas, it prevents moisture, dirt, and air from entering, which could cause rust and corrosion over time. The sealer provides a uniform surface for the paint layers to stick to, improving the bond between the primer, base coat, and clear coat. Once the sealer has been applied, the car body is carefully polished to ensure a perfectly smooth surface before entering the paint shop for its final coating. Traditionally, paint is applied using aerodynamic spraying, where the paint is atomized into fine particles and directed onto the car body. While effective, this conventional method is relatively wasteful, achieving only about 65% paint transfer efficiency, while the new airless electrostatic system reaches 95%. The painted body shell is moved along the assembly line, where various components, such as the roof lining, dashboard panel, wiring, and interior and exterior lights, are installed. The whole production process resembles a massive puzzle. Hyundai Motor Manufacturing Alabama is currently Hyundai's only full vehicle assembly plant in the United States. Since 2021, it has been producing the Tucson, and all Tucson models sold in the U.S. come from this facility. Before any vehicle reaches the main assembly line, every part must be fully prepared, verified, and complete to ensure a smooth, efficient production process and maintain Hyundai's high standards of quality. On the main assembly line, the Tucson's body is gradually equipped with all of its components. While robotic arms handle certain tasks with precision, many essential operations, such as installing wiring and other intricate parts, are performed by skilled workers. These employees work in carefully coordinated teams, and each workstation is overseen by a supervisor who is responsible for ensuring that every step of the assembly meets Hyundai's strict quality standards. As you can see for yourself right now, the factory workers wear blue company t-shirts with the Hyundai logo, protective gloves, and pants. And a few years ago, they also wore protective face masks. Robots still face challenges when it comes to handling wiring and cable harnesses, as humans are far more precise on these smaller, intricate tasks. During work on the chassis, the vehicle is raised to give workers easy and safe access to all components. The chassis, complete with brake discs and the engine, is then moved onto the main assembly line. This stage, often referred to as the heart of the assembly line, is when the car truly begins to take shape. Precision is critical at this point. Even a tiny misalignment, smaller than the thickness of a dime, can affect suspension geometry, the fit of doors, and drivetrain efficiency, potentially impacting the vehicle's performance and safety. The body in white weighs a few tenths of a ton, while the chassis with engine can weigh 0.5 to 0.8 tons. You are now observing the automated processes at Hyundai Transmission Plant. Here, critical metal components, such as gears, shafts, and other drivetrain parts, undergo heat treatment to enhance their hardness, strength, and overall durability. The parts are carefully heated in a controlled furnace to precise temperatures, a process that essentially bakes the metal, ensuring it can withstand the stresses of daily driving. Once heat-treated, the transmissions are transported along the assembly line, where machines perform most of the assembly work. Throughout the process, quality control inspectors monitor the operation to ensure every transmission meets Hyundai exacting standards. Most Hyundai transmissions are produced at the Hyundai Transys powertrain facility in West Point, Georgia. This factory is capable of producing over 600,000 transmissions each year, supplying all Hyundai vehicles manufactured in the United States and playing a crucial role in the company's North American operations. Skilled workers, alongside advanced robotic systems, carefully install gears, synchronizers, clutches, and shafts into the transmission housing, ensuring that each component is positioned with precision. Once fully assembled, the completed transmission units undergo final inspections and quality checks before being securely packaged. These finished transmissions are then shipped to Hyundai assembly plants across the United States, where they will be installed into new vehicles as part of the production process. Now we're back on the main assembly line for the final assembly of Hyundai Tucson vehicles. Both the car body and the engine are tagged with labels that include their serial numbers and manufacturing locations, ensuring full traceability throughout production. To assist with heavier components, workers rely on manipulator arms, which make it easier to lift, position, and install these parts safely and efficiently. Next, the vehicle moves down the line to receive its final trim components, including seats, tires, and the battery. The seats are installed by robots, which position them with remarkable precision to ensure the seat rails do not come into contact with the body, preventing any damage to the freshly painted surfaces. Automated guided vehicles transport the nearly finished car body to the front windshield assembly station. Both the front and rear windshields are fitted into the frame with ultra-strong glue. At Hyundai's Alabama plant, the stamping shop operates presses capable of exerting an astonishing 5,400 tons of pressure, ranking among the most powerful in the world. This immense force is crucial for shaping durable, highly precise body panels. Installing the seats is a straightforward process, requiring just a few screws and the skill of a capable worker to secure them properly. The Tucson, benefiting from this precise assembly and attention to detail, has become Hyundai's top-selling model in the United States, praised for its reliability, comfort, and overall value. Certain vehicle components are covered with protective materials to avoid damage. Yellow robotic arms handle the wheel installation process with ease. Pneumatic wrenches are used to rapidly and precisely tighten the 5 large bolts, ensuring each one reaches a predetermined torque setting. This process guarantees that critical components are securely fastened, maintaining both the safety and structural integrity of the vehicle. At the start of the assembly line, the doors are first removed to allow easy access, and they are now being reinstalled onto the vehicle. Each door is carefully checked for proper alignment, smooth opening and closing, and correct latch function. Once the doors and wheels have been securely mounted, the vehicles are moved to the final inspection OK line. At this stage, all essential fluids, including oil, coolant, and brake fluid, are added, and the car is prepared for its very first ignition. The final stage of production also includes installing windshield wipers and applying finishing touches such as chrome accents and other trim details, ensuring the vehicle meets both functional and aesthetic standards. Certain trims of the Hyundai Tucson offer hybrid or plug-in hybrid options, enhancing fuel efficiency and contributing to environmentally friendly driving. With the assembly complete, the vehicle undergoes thorough final quality checks to verify that every system and component is okay. Following the initial ignition, the cars are then transported to specialized testing stations, where calibration and system verification are performed to guarantee that the vehicle performs flawlessly before leaving the factory. At the final inspection stage, quality control inspectors thoroughly test every aspect of the vehicle. They check that all lights, gauges, and sounds are functioning correctly, and ensure that critical controls, such as the gas and brake pedals, operate as intended. 2 to 4 workers typically examine each car, with each inspector responsible for specific components, leaving no detail unchecked. Automotive manufacturing demands both high volume and exceptional precision. Quality control plays a vital role in making sure that every vehicle leaving the factory is not only fully functional, but also flawless in finish and operation. While investing in rigorous quality measures may increase costs initially, it ultimately reduces expenses over the long term by preventing defects and avoiding costly recalls. Vehicles with insufficient quality control can lead to serious safety issues, damage a brand's reputation, and result in millions of dollars in recall costs. By catching problems before a vehicle reaches consumers, quality control ensures smoother product launches, higher customer satisfaction, and long-term reliability, reinforcing the importance of meticulous inspection in the automotive industry. Genesis is a luxury automobile brand launched by Hyundai Motor Group in 2015. It was created to compete with premium car brands like BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Audi, and Lexus, emphasizing high-end design, advanced technology, and customer experience. Genesis was originally launched as a standalone brand with the specific goal of elevating Hyundai's presence in the luxury automotive market. Over time, the brand has experienced significant growth and has successfully expanded its reach on a global scale. Today, Genesis operates in numerous key international markets, including its home country of South Korea, as well as the United States, Europe, China, Canada, the Middle East, and Australia. By establishing itself in these major regions, Genesis has positioned itself as a competitive and influential player in the global luxury car segment, reflecting Hyundai's commitment to innovation, design excellence, and premium automotive experiences. The brand's presence in North America and Europe continues to grow steadily, playing a key role in expanding Genesis's influence and recognition on the global stage. In line with the industry's transition towards sustainable mobility, Genesis is actively and aggressively shifting its entire lineup toward electric vehicles. This strategic move includes the introduction of dedicated EV models, such as the GV60, as well as electrified versions of existing models. The company has also announced plans for additional electric vehicle launches in the near future, signaling its commitment to innovation, sustainability, and the evolving preferences of luxury car buyers worldwide. In many manufacturing plants, including those operated by Hyundai and Genesis, the car body is coated using an electrostatic process. This ensures that the primer layer adheres evenly to every nook and seam of the vehicle, not just the surfaces that are directly exposed, providing a more thorough and durable foundation for subsequent paint layers. Many drivers consistently praise Genesis vehicles for their combination of luxury features, exceptional ride comfort, and sophisticated styling, which often rival those of established German luxury brands, but at comparatively lower prices. Some owners specifically highlight the GV80 for its impressive comfort, strong performance, and reliable operation, with several noting that it compares favorably to other high-end luxury SUVs on the market. Additionally, automotive enthusiasts online frequently express appreciation for the engaging driving experience and well-appointed features offered by models like the GV70 and G80, further cementing Genesis's reputation as a competitive luxury brand. Since its launch in 2015, Genesis has sold approximately 1,300,800 vehicles worldwide through 2026. Of this total, roughly 780,000 units were sold in its home market of South Korea, while around 500 to 20,000 vehicles found owners in other key international markets, including the United States and Europe. Many Genesis models come equipped with a range of advanced and convenient features as standard, such as adaptive cruise control, heated and cooled seats, panoramic sunroofs, and premium audio systems, enhancing both comfort and driving enjoyment. The brand also offers one of the most competitive warranty packages in the luxury segment, providing a 10-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, alongside a 5-year or 60,000-mile basic warranty, reflecting its commitment to quality, reliability, and customer confidence.